Tipping points create massive shifts, but they don't always lead to positive outcomes. In Revenge of the Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell revisits and expands on his iconic tipping point theory, exploring how forces like superspreaders, group proportions, and overstories can shape our world and your business. Revenge of the Tipping Point builds on Gladwell's original concept of how small changes can spark major shifts. This time, he explores the darker side of social epidemics, looking at how events like the COVID-19 pandemic and the opioid crisis reveal the power and pitfalls of tipping points in our interconnected world. But of course, there are implications for businesses and entrepreneurs as well. One key insight is the role of superspreaders. Gladwell explains how certain individuals, events, or ideas that possess particular characteristics can rapidly amplify trends, for better and for worse. It will be essential for business leaders, as well as decision makers in many other contexts, to recognize and harness these forces early on, but it also raises thorny ethical questions about when differential treatment based on these superspreader characteristics alone may be inappropriate or unjust. Gladwell also introduces the concept of group proportions, which may be of particular interest to HR professionals and proponents of diversity, equity, inclusion, or DEI initiatives. Unsurprisingly, from a historical perspective, Gladwell focuses on the ways group proportions have been manipulated to achieve ethically dubious ends. For example, Harvard having kept Jewish student university admissions at 15%, which was sufficient to seem not openly anti-Semitic, but still low enough that the majority WASP culture would dominate and prevail. Finally, Gladwell addresses the idea of overstories, or overarching narratives that shape how people interpret events. It's similar, although not identical, to the German concept of zeitgeist, or spirit of the times. For business leaders, whether they are tied to specific place or specific market, or they're trying to exert influence over an entire country or culture, crafting and aligning with the right narrative can be a powerful tool for influencing markets and consumer behavior. For business professionals, Revenge of the Tipping Point underscores the importance of investing time and resources to identifying and navigating tipping points. For example, you might conduct surveys or focus groups to understand the emotional and cultural triggers that align with your brand's message and use these insights to build a compelling, authentic story or to engage with superspreaders, whether online influencers or otherwise, to stay competitive and surge ahead in evolving trends and changes. As with the original Tipping Point book, I enjoyed how Gladwell connects big picture concepts to real-world examples, not just in the business sector, but in education, healthcare, and pharmaceuticals, real estate, and housing, and much more. Regardless of your industry, understanding how tipping points work can help you anticipate and respond to the shifts that are relevant to you. If you've read Revenge of the Tipping Point, or you have thoughts on navigating social changes in business, drop your insights in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more quick book reviews.